Hello, fellow Rosarians. Thank you for joining me today. Look who I'm with.
Hi, folks.
I joined Paul's tour out to Europe, and we're here for 7 days. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what we're going to see here so that you can look forward to the videos. As you know, everybody has a different way of showing videos. So I hope you'll check out not only what I'm sharing, but Paul's going to have a whole different perspective with his videos. And so make sure that you check out his also. So Paul, tell us, during the next 7 days, where are we going to go? Where is the first trip of the tour to the 7th day?
Well, we're going to be covering a lot of different gardens. We started in Montesfont Abbey. That's going to be our first garden. And then we actually dive into a couple of private gardens, Reddenham Park, which is the home of Lady Olivia Clark, Clinton Lodge, which is Lady Cullum. And the nice thing about those gardens is, first of all, they're not generally open to the public, but you actually tour the garden with the folks who actually have designed the garden, understand the garden, and you see it through the designer's eye, which is a really neat way to do it. We're going to do Sissinghurst. We have an early bird. We have an hour and a half of Sissinghurst to ourselves, private tour there. David Austin Roses, Michael Marriott's private garden. We've just got, Tiffsgate. We've just got a whole bunch of gardens we're going to do. We're just going to, we're going to Rose Geek out.
I know, we absolutely are. And so we are with a group, I think, is it 20 people now?
20 people, yeah.
And you're with an entire crew of people who are as passionate about roses as you are. And I don't think that Paul conveyed to me when I signed up for the trip how amazing it is, the places that we're staying. Because Paul, I think you just said, we stay at really nice hotels. You guys, these hotels are like top tier.
I like to underplay it.
I know.
It's the best thing to do, yeah.
The food is phenomenal. I'm telling you, it's gourmet, every meal. And my husband is with me, and he is so into the food. And he said, I'm not here for the gardens. I can't believe the meals. They're through the roof, awesome. There's wine, as much as you want,
yes,
at every meal. So it is just a really enjoyable trip. And I hope that you will consider taking a look at the gardens. And Paul, what is your thought process? Because some of the gardens, they're so overwhelming, you guys. I have to take a step away from the group because I get so emotional. They're so beautiful. And so Paul, because they're so overwhelming. I don't want to say overwhelming in an intimidating way. There's just so much to take in. What is your thought on that?
Well, they are overwhelming in a way, and I think that's the word that I would use. Because when you first walk through that door at Montesfont Abbey into that 500-year-old walled garden with those old brick walls, and you look around, you think, oh my gosh, I don't have the room, or even if I did have the room, where do I begin? And so what I always tell people, and when I lead people through the gardens, what I want them to do is to get takeaways. And I always say, my dream at the end of this tour, besides, having eaten way too much food and way too much wine and had a quintessential English experience while you're here, is to find those little vignettes that you can take. For example, really good at Montesfont Abbey, there's an alley of arches that go on a very long path. And you think, well, I can't do that. Well, maybe if your path is 30 feet long and you put one every 10 feet, you can take that and scale it down to your garden. And that's what gardening's about. There's a grand scale, there's a small scale, but the elements are the same. And one of the things that I'm going to try to do as this tour goes on and we keep going is point out those little elements and say, you can do this in your garden. You can achieve this on a scale that fits your garden and bring a bit of this home back with you.
And the other thing that I want people to realize is you get so much time with Paul. He is here through the entire trip. And I find that people are pulling away, including myself, and saying, hey, I really like the way that this looks, but I can't grow, say, lavender. I can't grow lavender. I love this hedge. What can I use as a substitute? And Paul is like a walking Jeeves. He knows everything.
And that's one of the reasons why we keep the tour small.
Yeah.
That's, we're 20 people, including the tour leader, Kirsty Ferguson, and myself. And so there's 18 guests on board. We would only max it out at 25, and that was by design because I want to have individual one-on-one time. We do group times, but I also want to be able to sit down with somebody and have a glass of wine and say, this is what's going on. What do you think? Answer this question, answer that question, and that's the joy. And for me, every time I make all kinds of new friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks so much, you guys. I hope that you look forward to seeing our videos over the next couple of weeks to share all of the gardens. Before we end up, I'm going to turn it around really quick and show you the beautiful garden that Paul and I are sitting in. So this is where Paul and I were just sitting in front of this beautiful section here. Paul, what is the garden that we're at today, Lady
Cullum's garden called Clinton Lodge. This is a garden designed personally by her. It's a series of rooms, and each room is a different era of English gardening.
It's just beautiful. Not only are you taking in the sight, the lovely roses and the scent, but then the sound of the water. It's really awesome. All right, so thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Keep on geeking on.